Hello everyone. This is going to be a quick video series that I've ripped off of Carsten Runquist. It's just going to be some movies that I watched over the past month, and I'm just going to give my quick thoughts on them. Hopefully you'll find something you haven't heard of before, or you'll find a new perspective on some movie that you've already seen. So starting off the series, we have What I Saw in November. The first movie I saw was The Breadwinner. This was a movie that was suggested to me by a friend. I have some mixed feelings towards the animation. I loved how heightened and exaggerated it was during the fantasy sequences, but some scenes in the real world seemed slightly iffy. I loved the climax of this movie, it brought a tear to my eye, and overall it's a really lovely animated movie about a world, an era, and a country that you don't really see a lot of in animated movies. I gave The Breadwinner a 3.5 out of 5. The next movie I saw was a movie that I've had on my list for quite a while, All About Lily Choo Choo. Choo Choo? This movie was very ambitious. It tackled a ton of themes like cyberbullying, celebrity worship, online social media and its influences and shit, and it was really fascinating how this movie dealt with all of those themes. I really liked the camera work and editing in this movie. It was very dynamic and fun, as most Japanese movies are. Though I can't help but draw a comparison to one of my favorite movies, A Brighter Summer Day, and how that movie just perfects this formula of this ensemble cast in this small world. I gave All About Lily Choo Choo a 3.5 out of 5. The next movie I saw was Repo Man. I came to know of this movie because I was watching a lot of Criterion Closet videos, and every director after another just kept mentioning Alex Cox, so I just said, fuck it, I have to see a movie from this man. A lot of the directors and actors in the Criterion Closet picked up Repo Man, so that's what I decided to watch. I was quite in the mood for a schlocky sci-fi movie from the 80s, and that's exactly what I got. I'm not entirely sure why this movie is as celebrated as it is. Maybe the charm is lost on me. I'll have to see it again in order to be sure. I gave Repo Man a 3 out of 5. The next movie I saw was One Cut of the Dead. This was a lovely Japanese movie that came out in 2017, and if you're into filmmaking of any kind, this movie is a must-watch for you. The first 40 to 45 minutes of this movie is just one shot and can just work as a short film on its own. Without getting into spoiler territory, I just want to say that the third act of this movie is one of the most satisfying things I have seen in a movie, and it just makes you re-evaluate the entire first half of this movie, which is something that I really admired. I gave One Cut of the Dead a 4 out of 5. The next movie I saw was Angst. This was a movie whose poster I saw floating around on Letterboxd, and then Carsten Runquist mentioned it in one of his videos, and I just thought I had to see it. Angst is told completely from the perspective of a serial killer. It's a very disturbing movie, though it didn't get to me as much. I don't know why. Maybe it was because of some of the stilted acting from some of the victims, but I do think it's a very realistic portrayal of a person who is just unhinged and is just looking for blood. If you're looking to see something fucked up, then go watch this movie. I gave Angst a 3.5 out of 5. The next movie I saw was Made in Britain, which I fucking loved. Tim Roth gives an absolutely amazing debut performance. The greatest scene in this movie is somewhere near the middle, which goes on for so long, and it just has such amazing performances throughout it. Plus, the first line in the movie has my name in it.
Mr. Shanoa saw Trevor throw a brick through his lounge window.
I gave Made in Britain a 4.5 out of 5. The next movie I saw was Persepolis. I'd been meaning to watch this movie for a long while. I don't know why I kept it off of my list, and I'm so glad I saw it because holy shit, it was so nice. The animation in this movie is very minimal and laid back, so when something extravagant does happen, it has a very cool and a very big impact. I gave Persepolis a 4 out of 5. The next movie I saw was another Iranian movie called A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. This movie was really something. It's very atmospheric and it's very slow paced. The way this movie portrays small town people and their interactions with each other is something to behold. It's impeccably shot, it's very well acted, and I fucking loved the soundtrack. I gave A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night a 4.5 out of 5. The next movie I saw was The Dead Don't Die. This was my very first Jim Jarmusch movie, and I feel I didn't make the right choice. Easily the best thing about this movie is Bill Murray and Adam Driver's performances and the way they play off of each other. Their very dry and monotone performance is really fucking funny considering the fact that they're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. I didn't really care for the satire or social commentary in this movie. It was frankly very tired and something that's been done a million trillion times. I gave The Dead Don't Die a 3.5 out of 5. The next movie I saw was Battle Royale. This is the movie that apparently inspired the Hunger Games. Suzanne Collins says that she got the inspiration when she went to Iran and shit, but I'm sure, come on. Battle Royale definitely has that Japanese charm to it. Everything is very exaggerated, very heightened, including the acting and the action. It's a very fun movie. Though I didn't feel what the big deal was, everybody hypes this movie up as one of the best things ever, and I did feel it was very entertaining, but at the same time I didn't feel as there was as much going on as there should be. I gave Battle Royale a 3.5 out of 5.